There was a young man named Chris who met a lady he was desperate to kiss. So he worked real hard and showed her his courtyard, and now she's no longer a miss. G'day, Geranium Man here. Now Chris is a real smart fella. He's realised that the way to a lady's heart is not through fancy restaurants or boxes of chocolate or expensive perfume. That might work, but the real way to a lady's heart is through giving her bucket loads of flowers. And there's a biological reason for this. You see, thousands and thousands of years ago, when we were hunters and gatherers, the men used to go off and hunt big wild animals, and the ladies stayed around the campfire gathering fruits, nuts and berries. Now, the ladies who were the most impressed by flowers remembered where those flowers were and went back there and discovered fruit, nuts and berries in their place several months later. So this gave them a survival advantage that was passed on for thousands and thousands of years. And this is why they believe that women are so affected by flowers. Now, what Chris has done here is quite clever. In order to impress a girl, he's done his whole courtyard up with geraniums, because he knows that they'll always be in flower. So it doesn't matter what time of the year she comes over, she's always going to see his courtyard full of flowers, and she's going to be very, very turned on by that. For example, here he's used big red, that's always got flowers on it, and then he's put in some scented leaf, pink capitatum, citridorum, and this beautiful pot down here of apple geranium, also in flower. This is a very smart move, because when he's out here at night time entertaining, these scented leaf are claimed to repel mosquitoes, so he won't be getting beaten by mosquitoes. So maybe the only love bites he'll get are from his beloved girlfriend, who knows. He's then also used the rhodium. This guy flowers all year round. This one's called Bishop's Form, looks fantastic in a pot. And ivy geraniums, nice sunny spot north this way, so that's catching the sun, always in flower. Now remember, when doing the courtyard, it's best to use clear polycarbonate roof, because even when it's a cloudy day and it's raining non-stop like it has been in Sydney, the plants are still going to get enough light and flower. If the sun suddenly comes out in summer and it's too hot, you can always put shade cloth over the roof. But if you buy 50% shaded polycarbonate, you're stuck with it. Could well be too dark for many, many months. Also, when doing hanging baskets, remember not to put them too high to the roof, because they'll burn. And also, if they're too hot, low, all you're going to see is the bottom of the pot. So it's best to put them at eye level or even lower, so people can look down on them and they're not getting burnt by the sun. Even those little guys here are good, just got to keep the water up to it. That's a sugar baby, and a couple of nice ivy geraniums there growing in pots, hanging down. Make sure with hanging baskets they're properly secured to the roof with a decent hook, otherwise they can break and fall on someone's head. Also, they're going to dry out quickly, so you need to check them every other day for watering. It's a good idea to leave the saucers on them. If you see this pot here, the plant's not so healthy. It's because it's in the air and it hasn't got a saucer on it and it's dried out. Now, the trick with growing geraniums with saucers is that you must let it dry out before you re-water it. Make sure there's no water in the saucer when you water that pot. You'll find that all terracotta pots dry out quickly, so you've got to be very careful with it, particularly through summer. It's a good idea, if you're using terracotta, to get a cheap plastic saucer and just sit it on that saucer so it doesn't dry out. The terracotta breathes, so it's very unlikely you'll get root rot diseases by having a saucer on it. So as you can see, if you want to impress the girls, fellas, save your coin, buy her a bucket of flowers and take her to Macca's. Works every time. So as you can see, by using geraniums, you can not only have colour all year round, but you can also help repel mozzies at night when you're having a barbecue. So Chris was a pretty smart fella. I reckon he's going to be in clover with that girl for a long, long time. On ya, Chris. And of course, there's only one song you can sing about Chris, who was desperate for a kiss, and that is Girls Were Made to Love and Kiss by French Leah. Hope you enjoy. Girls were made to love and kiss, and who am I to interfere with this? Is it well? Who can tell? But I know the good God made them so.